Well, I grew up on a farm in rural Wilson County. Our family valued education, and we believed in being involved in the community to make things better, not just complain about it, do something about it. So I saw that tradition of working through organizations and then working through government, bringing people together to bring about change for everybody. By education and pushing hard and working together, you can bring everybody up. Give everybody a chance to be all that they can be and should be. The Institute for Emerging Issues is a place where we bring people together. We work in the fields of education and the economy and health and the environments, both natural and built environments. Through the Institute for Emerging Issues Commons, we can share ideas and think together about how we can make the future better. Help us develop the policies and the approaches to building this state a place where we want to make democracy really work. Full scale, taking everybody into it. If you will help us, you will be amazed at what the future can be. Education is the most important issue. If we want to have good jobs and a good future, a strong economy, we have to have people who have the knowledge and skills to provide that. I realized that the key to progress, a better life for all of our people, was giving children the best education we could, to focus on teaching. It became also clear that we needed to start early. So when I became governor, we started Smart Start. And we got every county in North Carolina involved in it. These kids were getting started earlier, getting prepared, coming to school healthy, ready to learn, and the test scores were just shooting up because kids were learning more. Let's go from being the most improved to being the best. Let's be #1 in education in America. That's the kind of thing that IEI is looking for, and then encouraging us to make policy and to make happen. And the longer I live, the more I realize the importance of education to a strong economy and to having good jobs. North Carolina historically was primarily an agricultural state and a state based on manufacturing textiles, furniture, tobacco, and people worked in jobs that did not pay very much. It became clear to me that we needed to grow the economy. It turned out that the state needed to create a biotechnology center. We were the first state in America to do something like that. That industry had created 250,000 new jobs and new economic activity of $66 billion. The Institute for Emerging Issues focuses on what the needs are, what it's going to take to be competitive, what we need to do as a people, as a state to make that happen, so that industries and businesses and agriculture will have what it takes. But you have to have political leaders working with business leaders, working with the people, all of us working together to provide the jobs for our future. There was a time in North Carolina when people who cared about economic development and good jobs and a prosperous future thought the environment and the economy were polar opposites. It turns out that's totally wrong. Those things we always treasured that we were known for turn out to be great economic attractions. Now, we also have got to have the built environment. We've got to have roads and highways and railroads and airports. It isn't the environment versus industry. It's those two things going hand in hand. The Institute for Emerging Issues helps us see what those competing demands are, figure out ways to have them work together. If we do it right, we can have a wonderful environment. We can have adequate infrastructure. We can have economic growth. We can have a great quality of life and be a place where our children and grandchildren want to stay in North Carolina. North Carolina historically was a rural state and a poor state. And in that state, we had poor health care. We didn't have enough doctors. We didn't have enough nurses. We had such poor sanitation facilities that hookworm had been a great scourge. So North Carolina started focusing on providing more health professionals, providing more places for people to get health care. We created AHECs, Area Health Education Centers, and we've developed something that was unique in America, and that was called Community Care of North Carolina, CCNC, providing that people who were poor and who got their health care through Medicaid would have a family doctor. We've identified the problems, we've come up with solutions, and we funded them. We want every child to be born healthy in a good situation. So they've come to school ready to learn. And we need to continue to provide that good health care all the way through their lives. The Institute for Emerging Issues brings all the health people together to focus on how we do it better in our communities and how we do it better statewide. Good leaders need to care about people, really care about them. Great things can happen if leaders approach it that way and see it as a partnership with the people. That's what North Carolina's done over the years. That's what we've done with Terry Sanford. That's what we did with Carr Scott and leaders from both parties in the legislature and throughout our state. You could do the same thing. So I want to challenge the young people to get involved and make a difference and change things. This work of building North Carolina is not finished. It will never be finished. But we have made great progress. Progress in education, in building our economy, in providing health care for our people, in protecting and preserving our beautiful environment. But there's so much more to be done. We want you to learn. We want you to be involved. We want you to lead us. We want you to help make our government the best it can be and make North Carolina all it can be. We want you to help us become the best state in America, to be all that we can be, all that we should be, all that we must be.